There we go. All right, so we're actually going to start today on our mat. So, well, we always start on our mat, but we're going to start seated on our mat. So we're going to throw in just a little bit of some core work, kind of to heat the body up a little bit differently today. So go ahead and you can sit in easy pose if you'd like to. All right, just go ahead and start rolling your shoulders here. Good. And as you do that, get the sense of your sit bones pushing down into the mat, toward the back of your mat, crown of your head lifting up. And see if you can stack your ears over your shoulders and then your shoulders over your hips, right? So we really want to try to avoid the rounding. Good. And if your legs aren't out straight, go ahead and do that. You know, all we're going to do here, we're not reaching necessarily for the feet. We're going to inhale, and I just want you to walk on the floor and exhale, and then inhale back up. And then exhale forward, and inhale back up. So a little bit like our standing fold. Exhale forward, and come back up. And exhale forward, and come back up. Set your hands slightly behind you, little lean back here, open up through the collarbones. Good. Now from here, go ahead and bend your knees. You're still sitting up tall. You can take your hands to the front of your knees or behind, whichever is more comfortable. And I'm going to use my arms here, pull my heart tall, and then exhale. Now we want to curl everything. Tuck your chin. Good. Inhale. Do that again. And come down. Good. And up. Good. And back. And one more time. Up. And then back. Good. Now bring yourself all the way down. You can stay holding those knees. And we're just here. All right. So we're just going to start with a couple breaths here. So take a breath, and I want you to focus on your belly button. Drive your belly button down. Like if you could touch the floor with your belly button. So get that sense of going down through your core. You want your lower back as flat as you can get it. Take a breath here. Good, now we're going to get small. Lift your head, pull in, exhale everything out. And come back down. So when you come back down, you're not letting that lower back release. Exhale up. And down. Exhale up. And down. And one more time, up and down. Good. Now, take your hands kind of like you're saying a prayer here. We're going to extend left arm and left leg. So same side. And then pull that in. And now opposite side. And pull that in. Now I'm going pretty low, switch again. You don't have to. If you need to stay up here for your back, you can. The second you feel that lower back and right side, the second you feel that lower back moving, you don't want to go further. And left side. And right side. Good. Now put your feet flat on the floor. Good. Take a breath, and it's just a crunch. Lift up. Now extend your arms over the head. Pull them back in and drop down. Do that again. Lift up. Reach away. Elbows in and down. Do it again. Lift up. Reach away. So we're just playing with levers here. Good. One more time. Up, both arms reach away, and down. Now we have to do the lower half. So we're going to pull the knees, push away, bring it in, and actually just touch your heels down. Bring it up, push away, in, and heels down. Again, keep that lower back down. If that means you need to lift the legs higher, you can do that. Good. One more time. Up and away, in and down. Take a breath and exhale. Okay, so we have to combine them, right? Here we go. So your elbows go to your knees. Now exhale, push away and extend the arms. Now pull it back in. Everything drops. Here we go. We got 3 more. Inhale in, exhale away. Inhale in and down. Woo, 2 more. In and away. In and down. 1 more. In and away. In and down. Very good job. Take your arms, open them out to the side. Now, if you want to, you can also just anchor with elbows bent. So I'm just anchoring here with my elbows. So whichever one, arms out straight, or you can bend them. Take your knees over your hips. So make sure that you're not pulling in farther. Take a breath. Good. Now we're going to exhale to one side, but you're not going to stay. Take a breath at the bottom. Exhale, come up. Inhale over. Exhale, come up. Inhale over. Exhale, come up. And inhale over. Exhale, come up. Inhale over. Exhale, come up. Inhale over. Exhale, come up. We've got 2 more, meaning that was 1. And 1 more each way. Good. And settle back down. Very good. Go ahead and take a breath and lift into a bridge. Good. All right, last one. Straighten out your legs. Good. Now I'm going to make my hands like a letter T. Again, pull that lower back down. Now take a breath. You may not be able to come all the way up with this. Just do the best you can. I'm going to try to keep my hands wide. I'm going to exhale and start from my head. Roll my whole body up and sit all the way up. Then I'm going down and I open the arms back out. Come up, roll all the way up. So 1 vertebra at a time there. And then I'm going all the way down. And up again. We're going to do 2 more. And 1 more. Good. And this one, come all the way up. Take a big tall breath. Walk your sit bones back. And exhale, fold forward. Good. Take your knees around either direction. Take your feet around. Just go ahead and go to downward dog. Go ahead and just start kind of pedaling the feet here. Step forward with your left leg. and high lunge. Good. Feel that big stretch in the back of the front of your back leg. So that hip flexor that just helped you out so much. Good. And hands to the floor. Step back to downward dog. Good. And right foot forward. High lunge. Again, we're stretching out the hip flexors. It's pretty hard to work the core and not work the hip flexors. There's a few moves, but they connect up into your core and around to your spine. Good, and hands to the floor. Step in, please. Good, take a breath into standing extension. Exhale and fold. Just feel your body hang. Good, bend your knees and unhinge. Good job. Pretty warm, yeah? Should be pretty warmed up here. All right. Let's get moving. Take a breath. Exhale. Hinge and fold. So we're trying to keep those legs straight. Exhale at the bottom and then inhale, standing extension. And exhale down into your fold. Take another breath and exhale. Step back with your right leg. Turn that right leg and we'll come up to warrior two. Good. Try to think about squeezing your shoulder blades back. Straighten your leg. We're going to reverse our triangle. So go up to the ceiling. Hand goes to the outside on that back leg. Good. And kick out the right hip. Come to center, reach away, and hinge over to triangle. Open up your back. Look at the ceiling. Try to get your shoulder and your hip there on top in one line. Let your breath feel that space between your rib and your hips. Good. Turn towards your mat and we'll revolve our lunge here. Good. Both hands to the floor. Step back to downward dog. Good. Come forward into plank. And chaturanga to up dog. Good. Sit back. Knees go to the outside of your mat, toes towards each other. Sit back. Child's pose. Good. From here, come up onto your shins. Put your hands on your hips and just let the front of your body open here. But I want you to keep your eyes on me. I'm going to show you a move that we're going to do here in just a second. It's just a push-up variation, okay? But you'll be singing happy songs after this. All right. So we're going to start. Don't do it yet. I'm just going to show you. We're going to start down here. And we're going to lift our arms. It's just creating retraction in the back. Then we put them down. Then I'm pushing up. Notice I didn't peel off the floor. I'm pushing up. Now I'm going to create a circle. So I'm going to go to one side and come all the way down, then lower down, lift up, and go the other way down. All right. Who's excited? All right. You can try them straight-legged. I'm going to do on my knees. I've been doing lots of push-ups lately. So go ahead and put your hands forward. And you're probably going to want to be a little wider than you might normally be, maybe out the width of your mat. And go ahead and lower yourself down. Now, if you're going to do these on your knees, you want your toes active in the back. So we don't want to flatten out our body. We want the knees to be a lever. All right, ready? Take a breath. Lift your hands, set them down, push up. Circle to your left and go all the way down. Lift your hands, push up, circle to the right, to the bottom. Lift your hands, push up, circle left and down. Lift your hands, push up, circle right and down. That's it, guys. Lift your hands, push up, circle left and down. Lift your hands, push up, circle right and down. One more on each side. Hands, push, left, down, hands, push, and right, and down. Good job. From here, come up, take your hips over your knees, walk your hands out, and enjoy a puppy pose here. Stretch it out. Good. Walk that in. And just a nice cat stretch here. And if you want to sit the cat stretch back a little bit, that'll take you into shell pose. You can do that as well. Good. Roll up onto your shins again and take your left foot forward. So we're in a kneeling lunge here. Take a breath up. Whew. Counter revolve. So take your left arm, put it on the inside of your leg, and that's what's turning me. I'm using that. And then I turn. So what I want to feel here is the opening of my hips. Try to feel like that left knee is moving toward the left side of your mat. Good. Now from here, just to release, you're actually going to put your hands on the floor, lift, and just go to wide-legged fold down the right side of your mat. Good. Turn to the top of your mat, step halfway in, and split your fold. Inhale into standing extension. Feet come together. Flatten out the back. Exhale and fold. Good. Bend your knees. Lift your gaze and unhinge. Take a breath. Come to prayer. Now the good news is you just did an excellent job. The other good news is you still have a whole nother side. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, standing extension. Relax into it. Get a little lower and fold. Step back with your left leg. Turn your left leg and find your warrior two. Good. Again, when those ears or the shoulders start creeping up to the ears, you have a choice. You can move the shoulders or move the ears, but get them away from each other. Good. Straighten. And up we go. Hand goes to the back here. Reverse triangle. Find that big opening here in the core That should feel pretty good after the oblique work that we did there. Good, and now kick the hip away. Reach out and then hinge over. Just rotate toward the top of your mat, set your hand on the floor, inhale as your heel comes up, and revolve your lunge. Both hands to the floor, step back to downward dog. Good, come forward into your plank, chaturanga to up dog. And find your child's pose. Come up onto your shins. Good, and just give yourself that break in your camel pose here. All right, walk those hands out and lower yourself down. Activate the toes if you're staying on your knees. Activate the core. And here we go. So this time, sorry, not here we go. So this time, instead of going left first, let's go right first. So lift your hands. Good. Tighten that core. Press up. Circle right. Down. Lift your hands. Press up. Circle left and down. Lift your hands. Press up. Circle right and down. Lift your hands. Press up. Circle left and down. Circle up, or put the hands up. Circle right and down. Hands up. Press left and down. Last one on each side. Hands. Press. Go right and down. Hands. Press. Go left and down. Woo! Push yourself up. Hips over the shoulders. Walk the hands away. Drop your heart to the floor. Puppy pose. Press the fingertips into the floor. Good, and walk that in. And now this time, instead of cat stretch, we're gonna thread the needles. So take your left hand out, reach down, put that right shoulder on the ground. And slowly go the other way. Good, and bring that up. Tuck your feet. I'm sorry, don't tuck your feet. Come up to your shins. Step forward with your right leg. Find that kneeling lunge. Inhale. So set your right hand on the inside of your leg. And again, that's what turns you. Exhale and open up. So think about the hips opening. Press outward. Think about the right knee heading toward the right side of your mat. And from here, all we're going to do is set the hands on the floor, pick yourself up, and swing down the left side of your mat into a wide-legged fold. Good. Turn to the top of your mat. Step halfway in. Exhale, split your fold. And inhale, stand up, standing extension. Exhale and fold. So hopefully now you're folding a little further. It's okay if you're not. Bend your knees, lift your gaze, and unhinge. Roll your shoulders. Good job. All right, a little bit of balance. We're going to go into star today. So take the hands up through prayer. You're going to lift your right leg. Now, what we tend to do is turn the foot outward. But what I want you to do is think about flexing your foot and keeping your big toe pointed downward. Right. So kind of think about leading with your ankle or with your heel rather than this way. This does the hip flexor. This does gluteus medius. Good. Now take your hands out wide. So this is star pose. Good. Now this is a big balance challenge. If your foot drops, it's okay. This is an exploding star. Watch me. So I'm standing, but I'm going to curl everything up and push back away. Yeah. All right. We're going to try that 6 times. Here we go. So exhale, then take a breath and push away. Pull in, push away. Pull in, push away. Pull in, push away. That's it. Pull in, push away. One more. Pull in, push away. Set your feet. Well done. Go ahead and hinge and fold. Now you should have felt that in the hip of your standing leg a little bit. So what I want you to do is relax your right leg. Just relax your knee. So you should kind of feel like your left hip kicks away. And just go ahead and turn toward the left. Put your left hand on your left hip. Just get a nice little stretch there in that hip. Good. Come back to center. Step halfway back with your your right leg. You're in a split fold again. Good. Now take your left hand, reach behind your left leg and grab your right foot. And then push that right knee to the ceiling. So standing split with leg grab. Keep your gaze looking at the bottom of your mat, not your foot. Good. Set that right leg all the way back. Turn your foot. Come up to warrior 2. Find that stretch in the front of your right leg. Good. Now keep the leg bent. Come up to sun warrior. So before we were straight, this time we're bent. Good. Come back to warrior 2. Take your left foot, that's your front one. Walk it toward the left side of your mat. And then turn your hips and your shoulders to the front of your mat, warrior one. Big, strong leg in the back. Don't let it bend. If you need to step in a little bit, do that. Now straighten. You got a couple choices here. You can take the arms behind you, and we're gonna fold here or hinge here and take the arms off the back. If that's not comfortable, put your hands down. If you can't reach the floor, put your hands here on your knee. You can put your hands on your shin or even on a block, but don't put your hands on your knee. Good job. Put your hands on the floor and step back to downward dog. Take 3 nice recovery breaths here. And find your plank. Chaturanga to up dog. Good, go back to downward dog. Step forward with your left leg. Good, now we're going to half moon. So you're gonna take your right leg and step halfway in again. Set your left hand about 6 inches out in front of your foot. Now, level 1, come up onto the toe of your right foot and open everything to the right. So you can hold it right here, or lift that right leg. You are trying to get everything in one line. So your right ankle, your hip, your shoulder, pull that right shoulder backward. Let everything come to center, standing extension, and fold. Well done. Bend your knees, unhinge, big breath at the top here. Let your hands come to prayer. Good, and let's get ready for that star on the other side. So find that balance, open up your left leg, and open up the arms. Think about being long in the core, so we're not squinching. All right. Here we go. Curl everything in, and then push away. Curl everything in, push away. Spread out your fingers, be extra dramatic. Pull everything in and away. Again, make sure you're leading with your ankle, not your toes. And in, and away, and in, and away. Very nice. Bring that down. Go ahead and walk that down to fold. And then relax your left knee. So you'll feel your right hip kind of kick out. Right hand goes to the right hip. Just enjoy that little turn here. Release the hip. Good. Step halfway back with your left. Yeah, pull into the hips. Now with your right hand, reach behind your right foot. Grab your left foot, lift your left knee to the ceiling, teacup hand. So hold that left hand on the floor like you have a teacup underneath your hand. So fingertips on the floor. Keep your gaze at the back of your mat. Lift that knee. Good. Release that. Step all the way back. Come up to warrior two. Good, and sun warrior, so keep that front leg bent. Good, come back to warrior two. Good, now take your right leg, walk it toward the right side of your mat, and then inhale, turn into your warrior one. So your stance is a little wider in warrior one. And straighten. Hands can go behind you. Now you do not have to do what you did on the other side. If you want to do something different for this side, do that. Notice how straight my back is here. Yeah, I'm not bending here. So push your heart forward. Good, and go ahead and step back, downward dog. Find your plank. Chaturanga to up dog. And back to downward dog. Step forward with your right leg. Step halfway in with your left. But set your right hand about 6 inches away from your foot. Now, you can start by just lifting the leg and going up into that half moon. Pull that top shoulder back. And set it down and fold. Bend your knees and unhinge. Roll your shoulders. Whew. And inhale up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Good. Take it all the way back to downward dog. Good. And drop your knees here. Sit back into a child's pose. Good. Now, I want you to take your legs and just swing your heels to your left, and you're going to sit on your right hip. Yep, so I'm here. Good. Take a breath. Reach up with that right arm. Good. Now you can hold on to whatever you want to hold on to over here. Knee, foot, ankle. And just try to keep your shoulders over your hips. So I don't want to come forward. I want to just go sideways. Good. Now from here, I'm going to the front. So I'm going to keep my right knee bent, and I'm going to take my left leg straight. So now I'm in a seated tree. Walk your sit bones back and find your spine. So we tend to do this, right? I get very rounded. It's really not doing anything except flexing my spine. So if you're pretty tight in your hips, find your posture here, and then even just walk forward here. So I'm keeping my back straight. See how straight my back is? We don't want to round at all. And then walk that forward. So thinking about keeping your head neutral. So we tend to tuck our chin because we feel like we're dropping farther then. Good. Check your ears. Are they in your shoulders? Push them, push those shoulders down. Go walk that up. Good. Now you're going to take your legs. Everything goes to the right for that mermaid pose again. Sitting on your left hip. And again, grab whatever you'd like. Lift that left side up. Stay vertical as you lean. Good. And now go to that seated tree. Extend your right leg. And then find your posture first. Good. Nice straight spine here. Let yourself come down. Again, keep your head neutral. And bring that up. And now we're just going to take the feet wide. Again, find your posture. Nice and tall here. And come forward. So keeping the head in line with your spine. Pull the shoulders down and back. Walk that up. And bring your legs in. We're going to lay all the way back. Well, that feels pretty good. Okay, take your right leg across your left and then pull that leg in. So the stretch comes from pulling in with this left leg. I'm pushing my knee toward my face. So I don't want to completely relax my leg. And then this happens, right? I'm like reaching down and I'm pulling with my neck and my arms. Use that left leg to pull in. Breathe into your lower back here. Now keep your right foot on your left leg. We're going to twist to the left. So I'm trying to put my left foot, or my right foot rather, to the floor. My left foot goes to the floor too, but I'm still crossed, so just twisted. Good. Now you should be halfway on your left side. So I want you to release your right leg, roll to your left side, rest your head in your arm. Now reach down and grab your right leg. You can keep your left leg bent or you can extend it, but I want you to see how far forward you can push that hip. Push your foot into your hand. Good, we're gonna roll that back over and give your legs a hug. Good, and let's take the left leg now across the right leg. Again, flex your right foot to push your knee. Again, breathe into your lower back here. And now we're going to drop across. So we're keeping our legs right where they are. We're just twisting to the right. Try to keep both shoulders on the floor. And now we're going to roll all the way to the right side. Rest your head in your right arm. Reach down, grab your left leg. Push that left hip forward. If you'd like to extend your right leg, you can. You don't have to. And from here, roll on your back. Give your legs a hug. Good. Now, go ahead and drop your knees over to your left. Now, extend your right arm out, palm up. Now, most of us, when we reach our arm out in the opposite direction, it's kind of in line with our shoulder. That's good. Now, what I want you to do is keep your hand on the floor, palm up, but drag your hand upward till you feel that in your chest. Good. Bring your arm back first, and then slowly take your legs up, and we'll take our legs to the right here. And extend your arm out. Just leave it out there. It should be about shoulder distance or shoulder height. Now, when you're ready, think about going north with your hand. Don't let it come off the floor. Good. And roll to your back here. And put your feet together and your knees apart into reclined bound pose. And just take a minute here. Take some long, deep breaths. I don't want you to think about rest. I want you to think about enjoying this stretch, kind of feeling where you've been today. Where did you work? Begin to slow your breath. And then there's a moment, it's different for everyone. There's just this moment, I don't know how else to describe it, where mentally and physically you can say to yourself, I'm here. So when you get to that point, you can move positions, you can stay where you are, but allow yourself to just breathe and really arrive at rest. So just embracing this moment, embracing the quiet. So we're going to use the body scan method today. What you're going to do is on your own, so I'm not going to talk a lot. You're going to start at your feet, and versus progressive relaxation, where you're telling your body to relax. Here, you're just noticing your body. So start at your feet, and if you don't feel any tension in your feet, just pass through it. And just notice, your calves, your knees, and just work through your body. And if you arrive at a place where there's tension, let's say your glutes or your lower back, spend as much time there as you need before moving on. And begin feeling your body in contact with the floor. And guys, you're always invited. If you want to stay there, you can do that. I can end the meeting with you asleep on the floor in your living room. When you're ready, roll to one side. And you'll join me seated. Good. Just let your chin fall here. Let your arms rest heavy in your lap. And then just begin to take ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Good. Take your hands to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale, push the room away, and then roll your shoulders. Inhale back up. Bring the hands to heart center. And God bless you guys. Namaste. Happy Wednesday. Awesome job. We'll see you guys on Friday. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. Bye, guys. Great job.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Miss
Thank you.
Melissa.